Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time so everybody can see because I didn't alert anybody. I just was like, you know what? I get it, and I'll tell y'all in a second as to what I get. Um, because I'm trying not to get something else. So come on in, come on in, come on in. I give it some time. Yeah, I do got this one. Yeah, boom. It's different when you got all your devices in your hand and you can do something with it. So I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna let it be until we get there, because this is our live and not a Facebook live necessarily, even though it's on Facebook. So go ahead and let everybody else know. Whoever see, let them know what's going on. Yes, we finna do something real quick, as a makeup. But while we waiting for other folks to come in, I'm gonna give it some time, and I'm gonna put on my praise music. I'm gonna do that for a quick second. I'm skipping that one. Oh, the shuffle. Yeah, shuffle. Yeah, there we go. Come on, shuffle. Yeah, we'll do that for a quick second. Still can't believe it. So many blessings. Even when I get reckless, Lord, you keep on blessing me. I can't take credit. Come on in there, Tabernacle. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We'll have a little bit of fun tonight because I did not do a live guest like I should have. But I'll do one tonight. I got you covered. Let's go. So share this to everybody else so they can see what's going on. I don't think I have it on this thing. Message dial coming, baby. I don't have Messenger on this thing. It's on my phone, but I don't have it on this thing. And then also tell Mama. No one else cared. He was in my corner, even when my arm was unaware. It's crazy how the God of the universe still cares about me. And every detail of my life, I'm like, still can't believe it. Come on, y'all. So many blessings. Even when I get reckless, Lord, you keep on blessing me. I can't take credit for your love and protection. Even when I get reckless, Lord, you keep on blessing me. Don't wanna know where I would be if it wasn't for your covering mercy. All the grace I take for credit on the daily. Still your hand is right there constantly sustaining me. Like the Father who was there when no one else cared. Come on in, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. Still can't believe it. So many blessings. Still can't believe it. Okay. Yeah. That's it. There we go. We good. We good on that. Take that down. Bow. No. Even when I get reckless, Lord, you keep on blessing. Come on, Tabernacle. I had it enough, but I'm gonna pick it up. When I look up, they keep raining down. When I look up, it keep raining down on me. These blessings, you keep blessing me. When I look up, it keep raining down. When I look up, it keep raining down on me. These blessings, What's going on, everybody? Blessings, blessings, blessings. I humbly and respectfully apologize. I put something on yesterday for us since we weren't at church, and let's just say I got a whooping by a few people. So I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. So I humbly apologize about that. I don't think it was bad, but okay. So we're gonna have a little class for a little bit. So get your Bibles, basically. Let's jump straight to the point. I guess at church. Honor to everybody in their respective places, the ministers, the pastor, the bishops, the elders, all of that. Yeah, did that. Grab your Bible, and we're gonna do what we do in Sunday school. Jump to the book of Exodus, and Sunday school knows we're at Exodus 22 and 9. I won't skip. I'll go ahead and do that. So Exodus 22 and 9. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's do a little bit of work and have a little bit of fun, and we'll make up for what I didn't do yesterday. What I could have easily, respectfully, but I didn't do. So I humbly apologize. So I'll do that. And if I can find the light bulb on here. Oh, I don't think this has a light. Okay, that's fine. All right, whatever. So I'll do that. So I got this light. I'm trying to make sure I get in the right spot for me, so I can see what's going on. But that's why I have my handy dandy iPad in front of me. So come on, I see everybody coming in. Come on. Let's make it happen. Exodus chapter 22 and 9. Exodus 22 and 9. This is not about, as some would say, exegeting the text, as much as it is about utilizing this text for life application. And that's the main goal and idea. And that's what this is all about. This is about taking what's being said here, applying it to life, and trying to see how it works, how it makes sense. If you like it, cool. If you don't, let me know how you feel, what your thoughts are, and I'm all for it. But I think we can grow together when we learn how to be a people and not be a political side. There are too many things that divide us, whereas there is enough information that can bring us together if we utilize it properly. So Exodus 22 and 9. For any kind of trespass, whether it concerns an ox, a donkey, a sheep, or clothing, or any kind of lost thing which another claims to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whomever the judges condemn shall pay double to his neighbor. So it's kind of hard in a sense to do this on this platform at this moment, at this time. But the reality is, so many people want to borrow something, but they don't know how to pay it back. Just to make it simple, make it plain, make it clear. If somebody allows you to borrow something and you willingly accept it, the idea is pay it back. So for all them loans you got, pay it back. For the bank loans, for the loan companies, for the loan you got between you and your mama, but the loan you got between you and your cousin, whatever the case may be, pay it back. Because the issue that many people have is it's not even just paying it back, is they don't know how to read the Bible, because the Bible teaches and talks about interest. And so many people want to get what they want to do what they want to do, but they don't know how to pay it back. This text is talking about whatever it is that you borrow, whether it be an ox, a donkey, a sheep, or clothing, or any kind of lost thing which another claims to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judge of whomever. That's because somebody is trying to hide the fact that they borrowed it. So when you see people on Instagram saying, don't call and talk to the people that you owe money to, you better pick up that phone and talk to them folk. because there's many ways they can find out who you are and who you are not. And if you really have that situation, you got to deal with it. If you don't have it, you can go to the judge and be okay. But to try and hide, that is not a thing. But at the same time, people do the same thing with Jesus. They believe that, well, Jesus paid it all, so I ain't got to pay nothing. That's not how that works. Because in the book of Romans, it speaks and talks about make your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. So if making your body is a reasonable service, what do you think about your mind? What do you think about your funds you bring in? Because depending on how you handle all of that, it lets people know who you are. Are you trustworthy? Are you something that we can depend on? Are you someone that we should talk to? Are you someone that we should rely on? Or are you someone we should push away? Because in the book of Acts, when folks didn't act right, it was known. Wipe the dust up off your feet and move on to the next situation. So in this text alone, in Exodus 22 and 9, and again, for those who have not been in Sunday school, this text, along with previous texts, is talking about how to be a people after being slaves. They've been slaves for 400 years and they don't know how to be a people. I'll be honest, there's no difference than today. Every morning when I wake up, as you see, I'm in Bedside Baptist, right? Every morning in front of me is a TV. My wife turns the TV on to watch the news, and every single morning there's something about someone who's been killed or shot or battered or bruised, and they didn't make it from one night to the next morning. All because of whatever weird things that people do who don't know how to be human beings, how to be a people. Being a person, everybody got their thing. And I know some people don't handle it well, but everybody has their thing. So in this text, when it says again, Exodus 22 and 9, for any kind of trespass, this is when you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. Whether it concerns an ox, a donkey, a sheep, or clothing, or any kind of lost thing which another claims to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whomever the judges condemn shall pay both double to his neighbor. Now I'll be honest. I don't like asking anybody for much of anything. I don't like to. And the reason I don't like to is because I don't like to owe anybody anything. I like my debt to income ratio to be debt here, income here. That's what I prefer. That's what I prefer. But when you have to deal with debt to income ratio and your debt is here and your income is here, the person who you owe, which is here, which is debt, there's no telling who you're dealing with. There's no telling what you're going to come or encounter in that situation. The whole entire chapter 21 and 22 is talking about the if and thens of certain situations. And this is just another part of it. And they're utilizing animals, but then they brought in clothing. And then God says, for any kind of lost thing which another claims to be his. A lot of people claim a lot of things, but they only claim what they care for. And most people steal what other people care for. Think about it. When is the last time that someone stole something that didn't matter? For anybody that has had anything stolen, when is the last time that you had someone steal something you didn't care for? Because we only talk and discuss about the things that were taken from us that we cared about. And even if we didn't care about it that day, there's been many days past that we look back and say, I didn't realize how important that was. But we didn't know how important it was then, and we didn't complain about it. We just kept on moving like, oh well. And then realize you know that was grandma's cloth or grandma's brush that such and such took back then when such and such. We realize in the aftermath and the after effect of the situation. So all of this in Exodus right now with all these rules and regulations is basically getting people who were slaves to realize what it means to be a community, what it means to be a people, what it means to prosper, what it means to have anything at all because they had nothing. Exodus 22 and 10. If a man delivers to his neighbor a donkey, an ox, a sheep, or any animal to keep it, and it dies, is hurt, or driven away, no one seeing it. Verse number 11. Then an oath of the Lord shall be between them both, that he is not to be put, that he has not put his hands uh, into his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept that and shall be good not to make it. You know, there is this thing, this word called an accident. And I get so many people have went without something that they cannot afford somebody else's accident. But what if I were to tell you some of us are an accident? We weren't planned out. We weren't an idea of human beings, of human beings. We weren't the expectation. We weren't the ideal. We weren't what they hoped for. We weren't what they were trying to do. They were having fun, and out of nowhere, oops. And when Mama got up and she said a few weeks later, I'm late. She wasn't saying she was late for work. She was saying that her menstrual cycle hasn't kicked in. Because why? The menstrual cycle got kicked out of the way because a man kicked in. And then you kicked in. And so now you are part of a system and a standard and an expectation. And just because you're there doesn't mean you should be damaged or hurt goods. Because again, it says, then an oath, Exodus 22:11. Then an oath of the Lord shall be between them both. This isn't necessarily marriage, but it's a simple way of saying there's an understanding. Okay, you lost something, they lost something, but it wasn't on purpose. It was an accident. A car crash, they call it an accident. When you bump into somebody, it's an accident. When food spills on you at a restaurant, it's an accident. When someone doesn't understand what you're saying to them in the morning and they get upset, it's an accident. It's no difference than understanding this. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. As we give us our daily bread. Forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us. How many times have you trespassed against somebody else? And how often have you hoped for forgiveness? So in this text of Exodus 22:11, which is breaking down that the Lord will make the oath between you and the other person. But the problem is not necessarily the Lord or even the other person sometimes. Sometimes it's you. Get over yourself. Stop letting everything hurt your feelings all the time. Everything somebody say got to hurt your feelings. Every time somebody say something, I can't believe you said that to me. Well, whatever it was, maybe you needed to hear it for you to act like that. Chill out, relax, stop it. Foolishness, stop it. So Exodus 22:11 is breaking down the aftermath of in the event that something happens and it doesn't work out in your favor. Not everything is going to work out in your favor, and it's not supposed to. But if you flip out every single time something happens, do you have faith or are you a fool? Now I know somebody gonna say, and the Bible say don't call me a fool. I didn't call you a fool. I said, do you have faith or are you a fool? Because faith and fear are married together, but they connect easily when foolishness comes around. You can have faith and you can have fear at the same time, but you can't be a fool with the other two because they're gonna kick that out, or the fool gonna take over. So it's letting it be known that if then in the event of something happening, that is an accident. Exodus 22:12. But if in fact it is stolen from him, he shall make restoration to the owner of it. If somebody takes something from you, they got to pay it back, whatever the case may be. But it may not be how you think or how you feel. It may come back in a way you never expected it. Stop expecting somebody directly accountable for a loss to pay you back. I know what the word says, but God is the one speaking this word. He's given this word to Moses to give to the people. Just because it did not come back the way you wanted it, church folk, all of y'all say, he may not come when you want him, but he always on time. You say it, but do you believe it? Do you believe it? Because if he may not come when you want him, but he always comes on time, that means he's never late to anything. So that means when you really actually need it, boom, there it is. The problem is we forget that we remember we didn't get it, but we forget the moment that we didn't get it, all because we get too excited about when it came and don't realize how to connect the two together. So this text is letting it be known that, hey, you got to pay it back. But at the same time, it may not come when you want it. It may not come how you want it, but it's going to come right on time. Verse number 13. Look. Deacon Washington and my father-in-law and Joe, they be right next to me. I'm sorry, Deacon Joe. They be right next to me on Sundays to keep me on top of these texts because I get lost. So I think I'm in the right place. So Exodus 22:13. If it is torn to pieces by a beast, then he shall bring it as evidence, and he shall not make good what was torn. If it was an accident and you saw it, tell the truth. Now, I might not get no further. I don't know. I mean, I got a little bit of time, so to speak. It's 6:59. All right, I got a little bit of time. What is it with the black community that we want other folk to tell what happened when it come to what we went through? But for some odd reason, we don't want to be snitches. Until something happens to you, until there's a problem in your neck of the woods, until there's a problem in your house. Now you want everybody who knows anything to, didn't you saw what happened to me? Not all this little extra banter is happening, but when something else was going on, there was crickets. Ma'am, did you see anything that happened? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got to do with that. I don't know. They be, I don't know. Soon as Ray, Bay, Day, and whoever else, Dumb, whatever, happen, and it's your household, now you want to talk. But at first, you was quiet as a church mouse. So then, why should anybody else make good of your situation if you won't make good of somebody else's situation? Again, Exodus 22:13. If it is torn to pieces by a beast, then he shall bring it as evidence. If you got evidence, why won't you bring it? Why won't you bring it? And then it says, and he shall not make good what was torn. If it wasn't your fault, what are you worried about? What are you worried about? All you're doing is telling the truth. Why is it we can say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall, come on, everybody that's on here, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall, I know y'all said it, but why is nobody telling the truth? Why are people afraid of the truth? You go to court and you want so badly not to go to jail that you're willing to tell I feel like I'm at church right now. I had everybody. Yeah, you saying you went to court and you want the court to believe what you're saying because what you're saying, you believe it to be the truth, and you don't want to go to jail. You want to go home, and you want the court to believe that everything you saying is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And most importantly, so help you God. If it wasn't your fault, what are you worried about? Exodus 22:14. And if a man borrows anything from his neighbor and it becomes injured or dies, the owner of it not being with it, he shall surely make it good. That's called irresponsibility. You're being irresponsible. If you're irresponsible, you got to pay that back. You got to take care of business. And so many people try and find more ways to not be responsible or accountable of what they've messed up. That's why people get killed. That's why people get murdered. That's why people get hurt. That's why relationships don't work, because it's just a simple matter of, if it happened on your clock, just take care of business. Take care of business. The Bible speaks in many areas about be men in business. Jesus at 12 years old said, I must be about my father's business. Business. Take care of the transactional responsibility. So if something is put into your hands, take care of it. If you a daycare worker, don't beat the kids because they act like their parents and you don't like the parent. Show the kids something new that they never seen before. Be something that they've never seen before. But don't treat the kid according to the parent. If you are a preacher at church, don't talk in the pulpit what you can talk about in the office. Take care of it in the office so you can be powerful in the pulpit. Plain and simple. I don't have reason to get in the pulpit to talk about the problems of it, the people that I may deal with. No, 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 no. We could talk about this separately. When I get in the pulpit, it's about Jesus, the Yeshua HaMashiach, the Most High God, the most important person that matters, the one that allows me to wake up in the morning and then go to sleep at night and everything be all right, the one that allows me to be who I am, the one that lets me say the same thing that God says. He said, I am, and I just tell people I'm me. That's the importance of knowing the word. So be intentional, and if something happens on accident, you got to know. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. So when you say yes to people and they put it in your hands, you being a boss. If you lose it, you got to pay the cost. Hands down. I wish Deacon Washington was on this right now. You can tell. I think I'm at 22 and 15. If its owner was with it, he shall not make it good. If it was hired, it came for its hire. So that's saying, if you order a Uber and you need to get from 4th Street to downtown and the Uber break down, the owner was with the vehicle. It wasn't on you. So the owner has to take care of it. Now, that does not mean you get to be disrespectful and rude and mean. Treat him as a person, because everything happens. Because if that's the case, you could have drove yourself from 4th Street to downtown Alton. You didn't. You wanted somebody else for whatever reasons, which we most know what that is. Now, this is where things get different. Yeah, buddy. I like to do this in person, but I'm gonna do it online. I'm gonna give it a few more. I don't even. It's 7:05. All right, we got about maybe 10 more minutes. I'll go 2 more minutes. No problem. Exodus 22:16. Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. All right. So Exodus 22:16. This is when things change. This is when it gets different. Laws about social justice. Everybody got something to say about social justice. But before we even start at 22:16, I want to say there is a difference between justice compared to those who say just us. Because we don't have a problem with justice. We have a problem with those who say just us. And then the just us is against a certain us. Make it plain. Most cops are not of the black community. And you think that they're speaking just us. That's what many people think. But how many of y'all are teaching black children to become cops? Or are you making them afraid to become cops because of how you think about cops? Thought process. All right, 30 minutes. Boom. All right, let's go. 22:16. If a man entices a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall surely pay the bride price for her to be his wife. Oh, snaps. hey, hey, I wish I could have put on my iPad to play something else. If you were not at the singles event on Saturday at Tabernacle, you missed out because every single presenter was amazing in the rights of what they did and what they spoke on and how they spoke on it. Now mine was a little different, whatever. But this is speaking about all of it. I know this is speaking directly to when it says betrothed, it's speaking to having sex with that individual. Before sex, there is enticement. How do you handle your personal attractions? Now I know some people gonna log off. They don't want to hear this. They don't care about it. That's fine. I'm gonna let you know. Me and my wife. Hey, what it say behind me? Kiss me good night, because that's what we gotta do every night. And y'all can think whatever y'all want to. My honey bunny, she ain't feeling too good right now. She definitely don't want to be on camera. She is avoiding this camera so much right now. She's on the edge of the bed, and that never happens. Oh, I know, but I'm sorry. I know. You took some more medicine? Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah. Uh, so many can't handle the communication and conversation of the reality of what's going on in the real world because they would rather let it fly by, be a drive by, than understand by and by. And that is the issue in so many cases. So when it says if a man entices a virgin, first and foremost, I hate to make this statement. I just have to be honest, and I'm not afraid of it because if you like me, cool. If you don't, I don't care. Ain't that many virgins no more, unless the ones that's just being born tomorrow. Just making sure ain't nobody doing nothing weird in my house or nothing like that. Yeah, it's so. I said it at the singles retreat, and everybody want to talk about abortions and all this other stuff, and it's my body, it's my body. Yeah, you right. It is your body. But before you complain about whether abortion is legal or not legal, how about you learn how to close your legs? Men, learn that your penis is important. Don't spread your seed everywhere because they are not worth it. Some of them are not worth it. You got to know where to put it at because if you don't know where it's supposed to go, you ain't gonna grow. Seed is supposed to grow, but there's so much seed spread it that it's shallow and it's dying fast. So this very first verse in 22:16, there's a lot inside of it. If a man entices a virgin, all right, I still gotta stay there. If you think of the days of old, years ago, my wife be kicking my butt because I ain't seen the movie, but whatever. Oh, it's my life I had to fight. I loves Hopper, but I kill him dead before I let him beat me. And the one that she was with was not Danny Glover, I think, who was an old man, and she was like 14. Back in the day, that was normal. It was normal for young women to be with these old nasty men. It ain't normal today. But there were rules and regulations. If a man entices a virgin who is not betrothed to him and he lies with her, he shall surely pay the bride price for her to be his wife, which means, oh no, no, you got to take care of business now, buddy. See, everybody like to play around on the playground, but people don't like to be held accountable for the play around. Ooh, I want to say something. So, ooh, I won't say it. God, I won't say it. Everybody like to play around, but they don't want to be held accountable for the play around, which is the most craziest thing in the world. If you don't want to be held accountable, understand this ain't no game. This is real life. Take care of business. Be who you're supposed to be. And it ain't no age and stage for it. That's why the song that the longest intro ever said, after about 4-5 minutes, opened up and said, Papa was a Rolling Stone. It took 4-5 minutes to get there because I wonder if Papa was rolling his stone, and that's why it took so long for the intro to get to where it finally got to. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, and then they say, when he died. Yeah, well, when he died, when was a while. But he was a rolling stone. We got to be careful about folks who will be rolling stones and not be held accountable. Because even if you're not held accountable down here on earth, you're going to be held accountable when it comes to God. Because all of us have to bow our heads and bow our knees down to the Most High God himself. Verse 22:17. If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money according to the bride price's virgin. If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money according to the bride. So that means if the father doesn't like it, whoever wants her got to pay more money because he's seeing the worth of the daughter. But at the same time, the weird thing back in those times was the daughter could be as valuable as anything, but the way that women were treated back then was totally different. There is not a price you can give me for my wife. There's not a price I could have gave for my wife. There's not a price I can afford for my wife. It's not by no stretch of the imagination. So when you hear about these laws about quote unquote social justices in Exodus 22 and 16 and so on and forth, these are things that people will look at me like, you got to be kidding me, but you got to understand the times were different. But the times didn't change too much until around the time of what the 1960s, where Gloria Steinem and the other women came about and made sure that there was an amendment for women to finally have rights, which happened in the 1960s. That's not that far away. This right here is about 2,000-3,000 years ago, and women finally got rights after about 1960s. That means there's been an issue for a long time, and I'm not saying that it's better. I'm not saying that it's right. I am saying it's different, but different doesn't always culminate to the ideal of a change. That's the biggest part. 22:18. We got a little bit more time. 22:18. You shall not permit a sorceress to live. You shall not permit a sorceress to. Now, this is the Bible. We have different rules, laws, regulations today than ever. You can't just walk up to a person and see them as a witch, think they're a witch, and say, "Kill her, she a witch." And some of y'all don't say witch. Y'all put a B with a W at and want to kill them. So you got to be careful. But what it's really getting to is, and this happens later on when it comes to Saul and David. Saul was told not to allow sorcerers or mediums, as they call them later on in the text. I think it's like either Chronicles or Kings. Um, Saul, the king before David, was told not to do that. And when Samuel died, he sought out a medium that had been casted out of the kingdom to bring up Samuel because he was trying to get an understanding of something. And Samuel was looking around trying to figure out, well, what's going on? What are you doing? Because when Samuel realized who he was looking at and he knew that he was still alive, he knew that Saul did again something he wasn't supposed to do. So this right here is before all of that. This is before David was alive. This is before the mediums were alive and all of that. But there was still sorcerers happening and existing. And this is the permit to say, if you know a witch, get rid of that witch. I said witch. Not W. I didn't say B. I said W. Exodus 22:18 W. So for all y'all going out there and doing this the card thing. So, can't think of it. When they got the cards and they're telling you your future and all this other stuff, that's sorcery. That's witchcraft. Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. Yeah, I did. I watched Harry Potter too, and I know how to eat the meat and throw away the bones, but it wasn't as direct as the witchcraft of when you go to somebody's place and say, I need to know what the future is, and you sitting down in this weird room with glitter and bubble machines going on, and she's throwing these card downs and telling you what your life gonna be based on a shuffle of some cards. It's not the same thing. Harry Potter and that ain't the same thing. This, when you go to this stuff, it's intentional. They're trying to find a way to convince you because first and foremost, like a doctor, they want you to come back. That's why doctors don't tell you about how to make your health better through nutrition. They give you medicine. And the medicine gives you one issue. It helps with one issue, but it helps create another. So you got to go back. And all they're doing is balancing the scales. Balancing the scales. I'll do this next verse and then we'll end it off. Exodus 22:19. Whoever lies with an animal shall surely be put to death. Oh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. I could do this for a while, but I won't take y'all too much longer. It says, whoever, 22:19, whoever lies with an animal shall surely be put to death. Now that's speaking actual. Somebody put it up. Yep, tarot card reading. Thank you, Alita Mason. Thank you. Tarot card reading. That's what I was talking about prior to. Exodus 22:19 is speaking literally, but it is almost a double entendre, so to speak, or automatopoeia, whatever the case may be. Whoever lies with an animal shall surely be put to death. That's speaking about bestiality, people who have sex with animals. Here's the reality. In Genesis, God made us and animals on the exact same day. But the difference is, what animals did he make on the day he made us? He made fish and birds and whales and all of that. And he told the ocean to bring forth and the air to bring forth on like day 5, right? He gets to day 6. And it says that he made wild animals. And then he made us. And my mindset was, why would he make wild animals on the same day he makes us? And now you have a text, Exodus 22:19, telling us whoever lies with an animal shall surely be put to death, saying they're not like you. They are not you. They're not a part of you. But why do we let wild things connect with us so often? Wild animals are not limited to the ones that walk through the woods. Naturally, wild animals can be family members. Wild animals can be friends. I mean, you could be the wild animal depending on who you are. And put to death, there's so much to that because some people are dying because they live with the wrong thing. They live around the wrong people. They live in the wrong space. They live in the wrong place. They're part of the wrong group. They listen to the wrong things. They play the wrong music. They listen to the wrong words. They listen to the wrong books. They read the wrong books. They go to the wrong rooms. They live in the wrong rooms of those rooms they went to. They were just supposed to visit, but they end up living there. It's a whole lot to it that's more than just what it says. It could be metaphorical in some aspects because some people are wild animals. And I hate to say it. If you are struggling with living and you feel like you're dying, it's because you live with wild animals. If you are not the wild animal, if you don't live with wild animals and you're struggling, you might be the wild animal. And with wild animals, there's a multiplicity of things that can be done. You could be neutered, which means cut off that sexual weird desire you may have. You might need to change your diet. Eat something a little bit more healthier that doesn't make you feel like a wild animal. Be around a better group, a group that is more focused on family and friendly than wildly and misbehaving. There's so much to it because we can't call somebody else because in all of chapter 22 is going to talk about laws of social injustice, so to speak. But you have to ask yourself, are you always following the laws? Or are you just focused on what the news is saying and saying, there's so much injustice everywhere. They don't treat us right. Well, do you treat yourself right? If the doctor says stop smoking cigarettes, did you stop? You can't blame a cop over killing somebody who black. That's a thing. When you killing yourself because you keep smoking. Did they say stop drinking? You can't get mad at a cop for killing somebody when you killing yourself because you won't stop drinking. You having sex with anything and everything. You can't get mad at the cop for killing somebody when you killing yourself because you just collecting STDs. You got herpes, you got HIV, you got automatopoeia, anemia, whoever else. It's one thing to blame somebody for something else. It's another to realize how much damage you are doing to yourself. So when Exodus 22:19 pops up, it's a reality for them, but it's a metaphor for us. What wild thing do you have raging in your life that you need to kill? What wild thing is going on in your life that you need to tell it to shut up? What wild thing is happening in your mind or in your body or in your family that you need to disconnect from? What's going on that you know for a fact, I gotta let it go? What? What is it? What is it? And some people are so terrified to let stuff go that they think that by letting it go, I'm gonna lose everything if I don't have them. Girl, you're gonna lose everything with them. You better let them go. Let him or them, whoever it might be, let them go. My mama, my wife, they will tell you, I ain't afraid of letting something go. Bye. Go about your business. The bigger issue is how I'm gonna respond if you try and come back. Bye. Go about your business. Bye. You got time for that? No. 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 You see, as soon as I start scratching, because it bothered me just to even think about somebody. No. Go about your business. Go. In our reality, all of us have something that is wild. But that wild thing doesn't distract you. It doesn't limit you. It doesn't make you less because you're called by the best. God told Jeremiah, before I formed you in the belly, I knew you. I ordained you. He tells him again in about Jeremiah 29 or so, my thoughts are good toward you and not evil that you might have an expected end. God got your back before you even had a back to have. So don't worry about your struggle. Don't worry about your trials. Don't worry about your tribulations. Focus on this. The book that we're in right now is Exodus. Whatever it is that's bothering you, that's burdening you, it's time for an exit. I only have one question as I end it. Are you ready to go? If so, let's do it. In Jesus' name. Amen.